It's Halloween, dude. We're getting into the spirit, and so I guess I've been doing this thing for this whole week of Halloween, like the five Halloween picks. Like I've been calling them Halloween picks, right? And then I've covered the four books. And guess what? You're the fifth book. I don't know. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? 'Cause I'm gonna chop this up.
Well, I'm Ebony Soy. I'm an artist, illustrator, also the author of Maloles, The Reckoning. First volume. There's 2 more that will be coming on its way soon. That's it.
Okay. Let me ask you a few questions. Okay. You talked about your grandmother, like she inspired this books, right? So like what emotion like sparked Maloles, and how did that, shape the character's voice in the world?
Actually today is her death anniversary. So yeah.
Oh, kind of too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's wild. So it's nice being able to talk about it today. So it's really making it like, okay, full circle. But yeah, no, when, I was taking care of her, and when she passed, there was a lot of emotions because I didn't know too much about my culture and my ancestors. And, there were so many things I wanted to ask her, and I was talking to her a little bit before she passed, and I was like, well, let me just deep dive and learn more about, my ancestors, the Philippine culture and whatnot, since, the head matriarch is no longer around.
Like before you get to the reading, I wanted to ask, like, what did you want Filipino and like Philams and just the Filipino diaspora in general to take away from Maloles, especially like those going through your journey, kind of rediscovering their heritage, especially through art?
I guess, I don't know, maybe internal rage was like within me, or curiosity, pretty much. If you grew up like I was born here, I grew up here, so I didn't know too much about my background or my culture. And I want people to be curious and just start deep diving and start learning and researching for themselves, or reaching out to others who are also curious or who are knowledgeable, and start questioning and start asking. There's nothing wrong with that. It's being able to, I guess, grow spiritually and whatnot. So
dark side.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. I thought this thing was dead. I think this is the last thing you thought you would be doing today. So what were your inspirations through the characters? Like, how did you think through the characters?
Okay, got inspired by some, personal experience for people in my life. So, say for Glyceria.
This is Glyceria?
Yes, yeah. Actually, so that's my other grandmother. Her name is actually, her name is Glycenia, but I wanted to alter it a little bit and, still use her name and kind of, put her spirit through here. She, I know of her story, and she went through a lot of hardship also in the Philippines. So, this is a way for me to also honor her in a way. Later on in volume 2, I'm going to deep dive and detail more of the characters. So then they would actually have their own little stories, and you can, go along with them, travel along with their own adventures. And with that, I'm actually going to use some of the knowledge I have with those people who are connected with my characters. So another one, like Hasya, she's with the serpents, with the twin guardians, right? She's
there's 2 of them.
That's the one is Cecilia. Yeah, Hasya is the one with the snakes.
Okay.
So, so that one actually, I was thinking of my Sissy Tree back in New York, because she's a dancer. So, inspired her, she inspires that character. But her name, of course, is not Hasya, it's Trina. And she's on the live, so I appreciate that. But yeah, so I'm going to just use, I guess you could say, I don't want to get too much with the character involvement or too much detail with volume 1. Yeah. So you get to touch them a little, you get to you get to be introduced to them through volume one.
I guess I'm more interested in the art for like the art, like
Oh, okay.
what inspired like the art, and how did you come about to develop your art style? Because it's
Uh,
so unique. I mean, that's what when we first met. Anyways, Ebony and I first met because she went to our very first pop up that we ever did. Where was that? That was in Long Beach, right?
it was Long Beach.
Yeah,
It was at a
Pulp
comic shop.
Fiction. Shout
Yeah.
out to Riot at Pulp Fiction. Anyway, so we met there, and then then Ebony started showing me her art. And I was like, "Yo, this is so sick!" And then she was telling me she was working on the story, and that's kind of how we come about. But it was the art that really got me interested in Ebony's work. I mean, how did you develop your art style?
Okay, so back in 2019, I actually moved over to Oahu. I also became a tattoo apprentice for a year, and that's how I developed the stylization. I was very lucky with my mentor because he told me just to focus on my stylization where, I just hone on it and grow on it. And he knew I was very much into like fine art or fine lines and tattoo art. So that was what I was doing back in Hawaii, just honing in on those stylizations. I also love like Art Nouveau, Art Deco. So I use a lot of those motifs and composition in my artwork as well. I also, deep dive and do my research on Philippine mythology as well. So a majority, I would say like 90% of my work is inspired by like Filipino mythology, the history and whatnot. So it's my twist on the things that I had learned.
So if you guys want to follow along, you can actually download the first chapter. It's on her page on the Hot Tropiks website.